in front, Terri Sawyer.
This little girl has got what it takes, make no mistake.
In February 1988, the name Terri Sawyer hit the spotlight in motorsport when the 19-year-old won her debut Oscar race.
So the 19-year-old girl has done it.
Such was her skill in this competitive concrete jungle that Bob Jane offered her a full-time drive in the tougher school of NASCAR.
I think the first race I had in the NASCARs, my first thought was, this separates the boys from the men. Like, you know, if I make a mistake, that they're really open and straight out, you know, you made a mistake. And if you do something really good, they'll come up to you and say, you know, that was really good, you know, we're proud of you. And so they're a really good bunch of guys.
After struggling for years to pay the bills, Terri's life was transformed. Publicity, packaging and a paid trip to the States for more experience.
It's great, it's good.
But it was at Charlottesville, North Carolina that Terri would face her toughest test. She was involved in a tragic accident that resulted in the death of a driver.
It shook me up for a couple of days, the accident that happened, but sort of probably deep inside, like I don't really know, but I think deep inside it's made me a harder person. And it just, like, I've already experienced something like that, so I don't think you could experience anything worse.
No one could ever doubt Terri's courage or commitment through highs and lows.
1, 2, Terri Sawyer goes in, gets all out of shape, and Sawyer loses the Commodore, spins up high and poof, straight into the wall.
This pioneer has refused to give up her dream.
Do you worry more about injury to yourself or the possibility of death since the accident?
No, you can't. I mean, if I thought that way, I wouldn't go out and race. I would have given it up.
The ultimate reward finally came 2 weeks ago. The girl from Mornington, Victoria, was competing in only her third NASCAR race in Australia. In a war of attrition at the Thunderdome, she kept her cool.
The pressure was really bad, so I sort of had to stop looking in the mirror. If I kept looking in the mirror, I couldn't have, like, driven. So I just stopped looking in the mirror, put my head down and just really drove for it.
Terri Sawyer, the first NASCAR lady main event winner.
I sort of haven't got my feet back on the ground yet, but you got to concentrate on the next race, so don't let it get to your head.
Now Sawyer and her Pontiac will be taking on the boys again at the Gold Coast.
I think we'll be competitive because the car is really, really good. But when the flag drops, who knows what happens.
One thing we do know, Terri Sawyer will be pushing it to the limit. This NASCAR newcomer is one tough competitor.